Water. What up, ladies and gentlemen? We thank you for tuning into the Sports Life and Everything Else podcast, aka S.L.E.E.P, where sports, life, and entertainment collide. Presented by the away team and coming from the top shelf, produced by Excellence. My name is Michael Roberts, aka Mike on the mic, and I'm joined by my co-host and good friend, Mr. Taylor Suber. Taylor, how you doing?
What's going on? What's up with everybody? What's up with y'all?
Feeling good this week?
Yeah, man, I'm always doing good, man. Can't complain, brother.
Absolutely. But that's not all. We are joined this week by our second guest since the switch from audio to video. He is a native son of Philly from down north. He graduated from Strawberry Mansion High School and eventually made his way to the historic HBCU Shaw University. Then he went on to be drafted number 42 overall in the 2002 NBA draft and to become one of 137 players in history to go from a Division II program to the NBA. Although he could have went and almost went to UMass. However, while in the NBA, he played for every team in the Central Division, which is the Milwaukee Bucks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Indiana Pacers, the Chicago Bulls, and the Detroit Pistons. He also played for the then Charlotte Bobcats, the Atlanta Hawks, and the then Seattle Supersonics. On his way to an 8-year career in the NBA before transitioning overseas and playing for, as I have it here, 4 different professional teams. Mm-hmm. He is without a doubt one of Philly's finest, no badge, and continues to give out that work. I witnessed just recently his team win the Ralph Brooks Community Basketball League down 20th and Tasker. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce Mr. Ronald Flip Murray.
Appreciate you.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Good. Appreciate y'all having me.
Gotta get that man a round of applause.
Absolutely, yeah.
How you doing today, Flip?
Chill, I'm good, bro.
Good. That's what's up. What's up. Well, thank you first and foremost for not only being a man of your word and coming through, but doing it in person and being on the show with us.
Appreciate it, yeah.
I first was introduced to him just a couple of weeks back. We got a mutual friend, and he was like, yo, I think Flip would be a good idea to have on y'all show. And me and Taylor were like, absolutely. So I came down and met him at one of his games after it was over, and we shook hands and had a conversation, and we've kind of kept in contact since then. So I'm glad we was able to make it happen.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube page, and you can follow us on Twitter and IG at Sleep is for You. That's S.L.E.E.P. I.S. the number 4 Y-O-U, and Sleep is for You 2.0 on TikTok. You can listen to audio episodes wherever you find your podcast, but make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube page because we're trying to spread like beans when you put them on the plate at the barbecue.
All right.
And I mean, it's not barbecue season no more, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Show love, show hate. We here for it all. And don't forget, you can find us at sleepersforyou.net, sleep for all the hub, for all things sleep related. There's links on the site to access the show or get some sleep merch at sleepersforyou.printify.me. This week's episode is all about our guests, so without any further ado, let's spin. So, Flip, the plan is to kind of just take it from the top and go through your career, through a little bit of high school, a little bit of college, a little bit of NBA, and then just kind of get your take on some of the things that's going on in the NBA right now as far as players you got your eyes on or teams that you really pay attention to, because, Taylor and I are really looking forward to your perspective on what's going on since, you played. You had experience actually being out there and competing at the highest level. So we'll start with this. When did you first start hooping?
First start hooping? Mm-hmm. Probably when I was like 8 years old.
Gotcha.
Started hooping when I was 8 years old. Started off as shorty, didn't know nothing about the game at all. It was trash. To be honest with you, it was trash. Mm-hmm. But used to watch the older guys play across the street when I used to be in the park. Watch them play, so it influenced me to want to go out there and play.
Gotcha. I heard.
Did you start with the small ball? Or you start with the
regular ball.
ball.
I never played with a small ball.
Okay, right.
Women's basketball. I've always been a regular
ball stuff
official basketball from the beginning.
Okay.
I heard kind of from the beginning you was kind of getting used to playing with older kids and playing with older adults at a younger age. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, when I first started off playing at 8, I was playing 10 and under. So that was my first time playing, but I was still playing 10 and under. So it was a couple guys that were still older than me. Mm-hmm. and so on and so on. As I started getting older, I still played at an older age. When I got 10, I played 12 and under. When I got 13, 14, I was playing unlimited. So as I kept getting older and older, I kept playing with, you know, older people that was above me, not people that was like younger than me.
That's what's up. That's how you really get a chance to progress your game because you're not playing with people that's on your level. So if they throw you out there playing with people on your level, you're going to be cooking them because you're always playing with older people.
Right.
For those who don't know, how'd you get the nickname Flip?
Flip came from the movie Butter Rum. We went to go watch the movie Butter Rum when we was young boys. I think we was probably 12, 13. You know, when we was younger, we used to always bust on each other and everything. So we used to call each other nicknames from movies and stuff. So when we went to go see the movie Butter Rum, one of my homies started calling me Flip. That Bernie Mac played in the movie.
Absolutely.
So he started calling me that from the gate. So at first I didn't like it. They kept calling me. They just stuck with me. So Flip ended up becoming my nickname.
I got you. So I saw that growing up, your favorite player was Clyde Drexler, and he's the reason you wear number 22. Was there anything about his game that you tried to add to yours, and have you ever met Clyde?
Part one, I used to like how he attacked the rim.
Okay.
How he got to the rim, how he finished, how he used to finger roll when he finished, or he'd take off and just, throw it down from anywhere, like free throw line, stuff like that. But the way he came to the middle of the lane, just took off, I used to try to imitate him. That's how I used to do it. I used to come down the hole, try to take off, stuff like that.
No doubt, no doubt.
I had a chance to meet him for sure. Through the league, and after I retired with the Big Three, I had a chance to really sit down and talk to him when I went down to the Big Three when it was at Temple.
Okay.
So I was on a real time, really chatting with him and letting him know, he was my favorite player, whatever, coming up and all that. So that was pretty thorough.
That's what's up. How did he feel about hearing that? Did it seem like?
No, he embraced it. He embraced it for sure. He embraced it.
That's what's up.
And he showed a lot of love back. So yeah, shout out to my man Clyde Drexler.
No doubt. That's dope.
Clyde the Glide.
Yes, they called him Clyde the Glide for a reason. Coming down that lane and dunking on people, like you said, hitting that finger roll. That's how you earned that name. When you got to high school, your first year, you went to Germantown, but you didn't hoop. Was there a particular reason why you didn't?
Not no particular reason. I just didn't try out for the team at the time. I really wasn't into it at the time, for real. When I was in ninth grade, it wasn't. I played intramural. It was the intramural league they played, so I played against all the guys that I knew was going to be there, and I was playing there. And I knew I wasn't going to get no time because
you was a freshman.
The guys that was in there was all seniors, and I wasn't going to be playing. They didn't have no JV team, so it wasn't no point in me going to play or I was going to play.
Got you. So I saw your sophomore years when you transferred to Mansion, and real quick before I get into that, your career highs in scoring, I have you saying were 40 in college, 31 professionally, and in the NBA, and we'll come back to that. But 61 in an intramural game at Mansion. 61 is wild. Like, what was going on with you that day that you was just cooking, just torching?
Yeah, the fire underneath his feet.
It was just one of them games. We were just going at it. And once you start hitting the first couple, it seemed like everything just gonna go down there.
I got you.
So.
Was
we was
like
actually back and forth. We was actually going back and forth.
I was gonna say, was it somebody you was playing against and y'all was just going at it?
We was going back and forth, and I ended up having 61 in the intramural game. This was like my introduction to Mansion for real, because I didn't even play yet on the team yet, so it was like an introduction for me coming into Mansion.
So after that, I guess people around school kind of knew your name.
They knew of me prior to me being around there, because my grandparents lived around that area. Okay. So it was a summer league. We played it in prior to that 33rd Diamond at the Mecca. So I started getting familiar with people through there.
Got you. Do you remember your high under the whistle when you was at Mansion?
44.
Okay.
I was trying to go for 50. He took me out with 5 minutes left in the game. I'll never forget that.
That's true.
Played against Mansbach. I'll never forget that game. I wanted to go for 50. I wanted to get in the 50-point club.
I was going to say, was it a particular reason you was shooting for 50?
Nah. 50-point club. That's
it's a round number.
That's a milestone to hit in high school for you join a 50-point club. Everybody didn't do that.
No doubt.
So I was trying to get part of that milestone. I was trying to get on that ball. But
what year was that?
What year was that? Yeah.
That was my senior year.
Okay.
That was my senior year, and I just came back. I was ineligible the first half of the year, and I just came back.
Okay.
So we had a couple games, like the second or third game, and I just got in the groove. I ended up having 44 the home game too. I'll never forget it. I needed 6 more points to get to 50. He subbed me out.
Was you tight? He took you out with 5 minutes left?
I was tight about that.
Did y'all win the game?
Yeah, we
I would guess so.
We won. We blew them out, but still, I was trying to get that 50-point club.
I need 3 more layups.
Yeah, man. All right, bet. So basketball games in the summertime were a prime place to help you hone your skills. Playing against talent from outside your area. I saw that the summer of your junior year, you attended ABCD camp with T-Mac and Lamar Odom when they was the number 1 and number 2 players in the country. What was a memorable experience that you had at that camp?
Just watching the competition and the level of basketball. That was my first time really get a chance to see all the top players in the country.
Gotcha.
In one building for real. And I was able to, observe a lot of people's games and see why is this person ranked so high, why is this person ranked so high, do my own observation of them. So that was thorough. I had a chance to do that. Then I had a chance to compete with them as well to see where, where my game was at to stand against
you matched up against them.
the so-called top-level players in the country. So through AAU and doing basketball camps, we had the chance to do that.
When did you feel like you kind of developed the eye for seeing, analyzing people's games? Like, okay, he likes to do this. Okay, he does that. Okay, that's how he plays.
I started analyzing games as a young boy. I ain't gonna lie. I used to watch the NBA games back. My stepfather used to have the game and stuff on, and this was like early '90s. Probably I was watching the games or late '80s, and I was able to, like I tell people all the time when they was doing defensive rotation coming out of trap, like if they trap a post guy, how they was doing defensive rotation. This guy go ahead, the man that trap goes over to the corner, and now everybody rotate over. See, I was able to pick that up as a young age.
Okay.
So they was doing stuff like that. So that's like something that's always been, that always came easy to me for me to be able to read the game and understand the game.
Absolutely.
I got a question. Now, when you came to them camps, did you know that T-Mac and like when you going in, so and so was here? Like, was that like the talk when you was walking into the gym?
Always. Whoever the top players are, they're going to highlight them throughout the whole camp.
Okay, all right.
Prior to coming to the camp, when they send you information, they send you catalogs, books, and everything, they're going to premiere the top players that's going to be at the camp. So you're going to be familiar with them. You're going to know who they are because they marketing them.
And then
camp up. Yeah,
when you looked at them, when you was like, all right, I'm ready. Okay.
I wasn't that person. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see what these guys are. I'm gonna play against them for real. I want to see how good they are. I mean,
I got you. I feel you.
That's
All
one
right.
thing about him is like I saw in my research that I'm saying it wasn't really nobody that he got on the court with and was like like mystified by or whatever like that, except for Michael Jordan when they got to be on the court at the same time or play the same time when he was with Washington.
I know how ball players are. They got that tunnel vision. All right, him. All right. And then when we get on the court,
we're gonna see what it is.
We're gonna see what it is. So
Absolutely.
I do know that. Yeah. Okay.
So senior year, you was talking about that a little bit when you played the game at Mass Bomb. But how does that look? How does that year look overall?
My senior year, well, I only played like probably 8 games. Then we started playoffs, and then we ended up losing in the Final Four. The Simon Grass to go to the championship.
Okay, and is that the city championship?
Yeah, that was the public league championship.
Gotcha.
And we lost in the Final Four. We played under Palestra.
And I heard you say Gratz was always like your biggest competition.
Yeah. I mean, that's who we was trying to hunt for because they always been number one. They always been winning championships back to back. So
we heard about them in the county. They was always
it was a top notch program at the time. So
you didn't know Taylor and I are both from the county. So.
Okay.
But we would hear about it, the city league and everything, and then hear about Gratz. We just hear about
they were the powerhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
They were the powerhouse. So we always wanted to get a chance to get a win on them. We never did. They beat us twice in the playoffs to get us out of there. So I lost to them twice in high school.
Gotcha. So growing up at that time, street ball went through a period where it got a lot more, I'll say, mainstream popularity than before. And one of the companies that embraced street ball was And1 in the mixtape tour, which started in '98, just after you left Mansion and ran till about 2008. But one of the big names in N1 and was another Philly legend was A.O., Aaron Owens. So you got a chance to play with and against him, I believe. And I know that you've said that you respected his game. Share with people just a little bit of what his game was like. What did you appreciate about what he did on the court?
His transition game was amazing to me.
Gotcha.
How he get the outlet and go coast to coast, even to finish or even to find a wide open shot for somebody, a teammate. That was the part of his game that stepped out the most to me.
Gotcha.
He always had a nice handle, but the way he attacked and transition, it like separated him from different players because he can go from this speed to this speed or this gear to this gear. Then the next thing you know, he had the whole finishing. Or next thing you know, he's dropping a dime off somebody to be finishing. So
Gotcha.
his transition game was what was impressive to me.
And that's one thing that I guess a lot of people don't really appreciate or take into account is how much you can be effective in the transition game, whether it's getting down and scoring for yourself, going to the basket, or passing it off to somebody else. Because the defense is scrambling, trying to get themselves together, so you can catch people slipping.
Ayo, I remember Ayo, wasn't he? He was the truth.
Yeah, it was tough.
He was nice.
It was tough.
So you came up in an era and a time in basketball where you couldn't be no slouch and expect to get a name in the city. Can you tell us a little bit about how gaining that experience prepared you for the rest of your career after the fact?
I remember I asked that question. It was just like a nature for us. You know what I mean? It was like the common thing to do because that's how we came up. Like you said, when we played basketball, we always played with the older guys. We played with the old heads. So, I mean, it was always a physical game. They wasn't giving you no calls. You get fouled, you got to play through it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they treated you when you played with the old heads. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So either you go get a bucket and be physical with them or you got to get off the court. You can't ball with them. So that was just a nature, just playing the Philly period because the game was always going to be physical for sure. And it just carried on as I went elsewhere to play basketball, college, and then so on and so on as far as professionally. So it just carried with me.
So from there on, it kind of feels like you're saying things was a little below that level, just because after that point, people wasn't really able to play physical like that, like they was in them games.
No, I'm not saying that at all because it was physical, still physical as I kept going as far as playing in college and stuff like that too. But me playing back here in Philly, playing the outside playground ball, stuff like that, the pickup balls and stuff like that prepared me to play a physical game once I got to college or once I got to the NBA because I was doing it at a young age.
Gotcha. So freshman year, you went to Meridian, which was a JUCO. You played 2 years. Were you running through teams because you had D1 level talent and you was always able to get buckets?
We was nice. My JUCO team, we was nice. My first year, we had a couple players. It was like everybody came together that 1 year, so it really wasn't. Everybody wasn't a good chemistry. We had a couple sophomores that was there already. Then we had freshmen that was there. We had more freshmen than sophomores, I think, that year. So there was a couple sophomores, and they looking to go, further their career and stuff like that. First playing somewhere in another Division 1 or 2 school, wherever they wanted to go. So we really didn't mesh good because everybody had personal agendas that they were trying to do for real. So everybody wanted to do their own thing. So we really didn't mesh. We didn't really do good my first year. My second year, we had a couple of freshmen that came. We was there my first year, so we was there now for 2 years straight. And then we brought in some new pieces, so we gelled a little bit. We had a chance to actually be ranked in the country. I think we got to top. I know we made top 15 for sure.
Gotcha.
We ended up losing, I think, in the Elite 8 in the junior college tournament. So
Gotcha.
The NJCAA tournament.
Was there any difficulty in your transition going from North Philly to being a city guy to going to school in Mississippi?
No, I went down there and dabbed it. You know what I mean? I started doing stuff that I never would do here in Philly because it wasn't available and stuff to do like that. Like I went kayaking out there in lakes and shit, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a different environment. I met a couple guys that I knew was on my team that was from down there, was from Meridian. So they showed me the city, the town, stuff like that, Meridian. So yeah, man, I went down there and dabbed it with them.
So you kind of embraced the situation.
Yeah,
it was like,
I embraced it. I had a good time down there, man. It was fun. It was fun.
I think Philly travels. When you go to like Southern, and you say from Philly, they go like this. Like, oh, you from Philly? And then whatever they heard, so you probably I'm from Philly. And they're like, oh yeah. So that's kind of how it is. Yeah.
I met a couple thorough dudes down there, man.
That's what's up.
A couple thorough dudes while I was down there, man.
So from Meridian, you come back to Philly, and after a couple years, you get recruited to Shaw, which, as I said earlier, is an HBCU and a D2 program. Talk us through that, because I saw where you said you didn't really believe you could go pro until your coach at Shaw told you that.
Right.
Or you weren't really thinking necessarily, I'm going to go pro until...
Well, at the time, like I said, at the time when I met him, that wasn't a thought in my head. I wasn't even in school playing ball. So me thinking about getting to the NBA wasn't even a thought. I was just, balling. I was in the gym playing pickup ball. Just playing games. I like to play. So I wasn't even thinking that at the time. But once I sat down and, like I said, he pulled me to the side, he told me, I see that you're a pro. He told me that from the geek, not even knowing me, just by him watching me playing pickup ball. And then him telling me what he told me, what's my chances? I mean, I take them eyes all day, even if it don't happen. I mean, I take a shot at it. So
That's what's up.
I was able to pursue it, and he did exactly what he said he was going to do. So
No doubt, no doubt. It's beautiful when things come through like that.
right.
So hearing that obviously changed the way you approach the game because I'm sure you had always taken it seriously, but now I would think your efforts would be a little more focused and intentional, like in certain areas. Is there any truth to that?
Doing when?
Like when you first got to Shaw during the period of time you was at Shaw after y'all had that conversation.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, prior to beginning, I didn't know anything about the CIAA tournament. I didn't know the level of competition. I mean, I didn't know what to expect about the tournament or that even that league because I didn't know anything about it. I know a couple of guys from here that played there, but I didn't really know anything about it. So the first year was more like a fill-out year for us, for real, because, like I said, we all came in together, nobody knowing each other, and we all coming from different situations, and we all trying to gel and connect and make a team.
And this is your junior year, right?
It's my junior year, but it's my first year show.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we had to really get a chance to know each other and you know, get acquainted with one another, learn each other games and stuff like that. We did good. We did good our first year. We ended up going like, I think 15-10, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And we ended up losing in the CIAA tournament. We ended up having to buy our first round, and then we ended up playing our rivalry that's in the same city with us, at St. Augustine. We ended up losing to them.
Okay.
So that really set like a torch and a fire underneath us. Like, I mean, we got something to prove when we come back my senior year.
Got you. So in your senior year, your team becomes the first in Shaw University history to win a CIAA championship, and you're also named CIAA Player of the Year and Division II Player of the Year. How important to reaching those accomplishments was setting the original goals and having something or someone in your coach not only push you but also believe in you? Because like you said, after your junior year, you was a little tight. Y'all got sent home early, so you got to come back that senior year strong.
Oh, it wasn't no rap after that. Once we lost that, our focus was coaches told us we got to come back and win next year. It's very simple.
Yeah.
And then me and my fellow teammates that were juniors with me, and we was going to be upcoming seniors. You already know this is our last shot at it, so we got to make something happen. Like I said, was able to meet with the coaches and stuff during the summer and try to get an understanding from him and him getting an understanding from me what we need, what kind of pieces we need to add to our team. We had a little tryout. He sent a couple guys in to open gym, had me in there with him. I was able to look at the talent that he wanted to bring in and stuff like that. And he put pieces together who we feel as though could help us and we could be better. And once we did that, and we started the season off my senior year, we started clicking from the beginning.
Okay.
We started clicking from the beginning because, like I said, we had prior players that played the year before, but then we only had like 2-3 new players coming in there. It wasn't a whole 15-man roster, new team coming, you know what I'm saying? So
the nucleus was already tight. Y'all already kind of had an understanding of how each other played and how to play along with each other. So y'all just added these 2 or 3 guys to the mix and y'all was able to...
Right. And we started gelling from the gate.
Okay. Can you tell the Carson Newman story real quick?
Carson Newman, South Regional Division game. This right here game takes us to the Final Four, Division II.
NCAA. Gotcha.
So we playing at Carson Newman, and predominantly white school. Honestly, they probably had like 1 or 2 black players in their team. We come in, we got all black players. We have 1 white player on our team as well. So it was a real tight crowd, real crowd that harasses you during the game, stuff like that. But it was a big game for us because we playing a divisional game, but they're hosting at their school.
Gotcha.
So it was a big game for them.
Rare that happens, right?
Very rare that happen. So it was a big game for them. So it's a situation in the first half. They make a crazy run on us. We go down like 15. They got us down like 15, probably 17 the most in the first half. I think we end up cutting it probably to like 8 at halftime. Don't quote me on that. I forget. But we end up making we end up cutting the lead at halftime.
I got you.
Right. So the second half come back around. They make another run on us. It's like probably the midway, probably like 9 minutes, something like that left to go in the game. They have 15. We call a timeout. And my coach come over, he pulled me to the side, called the timeout. And like I said, he said his words was, I'm giving you the ball, go get this win for us. Go get this win for us. So he basically was giving me the green light. Ain't no play calling. It just go play basketball, go get busy.
I take it.
And I was able to pick probably one of my greatest runs and one of my greatest games I played in Shaw University, and I was able to will us into a win that we came back and won. We was down 15. We came back and
15
won.
at halftime.
Down 15, came back and won. And me and my guys, we put on a show. And we put on a show for that crowd. And that Carson Newman crowd knew exactly who we was once we left, though, for sure.
Absolutely.
They definitely knew who we was once we left. But it was a good game. That was a real good game.
Okay, good.
Real good game.
So going to Shaw, that's in Raleigh, North Carolina. So it's in the same vicinity. You have Duke, North Carolina, and NC State. Did you have any open runs or anything like that with the players from there?
Played against all of them.
Okay.
All the players, top players that was going to school there at the time. We didn't have a chance to play against none of the Duke players. I didn't play against none of the Duke players.
They was probably scared.
No, not even that, because they didn't really do the open runs and something like that. You got to think they like 20, 25 minutes from us.
Okay.
NC State is 5
they're
minutes from us. Yeah, NC State 5 minutes from us. So
Okay.
we was able to interact more with NC State players and stuff like that because they're closer to us, and all the gyms and stuff. Some of these stuff like that is in that city, so they was able to play in those as well. So we played against them more than any other school down there. But I did play against a couple guys at North Carolina. And
Vincent Antoine, was they?
I was about to say, can you give us a couple
No.
names of some people that was playing at that time?
They was gone already.
Okay, all right.
They was going. Our guys we played against was like Ray Fell and Shamon Williams.
Okay, all right.
Who else is down there? I forget there are a couple other guys was in there, but that was after Vincent Twine and them was there. They left already.
Okay, all right.
Okay. What I saw where they said, where at the time there was a conversation on who was the better player out of the state of North Carolina, Flip Murray or Jason Williams, which is somebody else that played around that point in time for Duke. Did that kind of solidify for you, like, hey, I can play at the next level, or did you already feel like that before that?
It is solidified, but me getting a comparison to Jason Williams was like, dang, they out here comparing me to Jason Williams. Jason Williams at Duke University. You know what I mean? He's a top player in the country. You know what I'm saying? So me even just to get mentioned next to him was an honor for me to even hear that. But they definitely had a comparison. Like I said, I got write-ups. Still got my write-ups and everything when they had us compare who was the best player in the state right there at the time. And they was comparing me and Jason Williams for sure.
And y'all played against each other in the league, right?
No.
I guess he got hurt before that.
I think Jay barely played.
No, he played, but I'm trying to see if he got hurt. I never played against him in the league. I never played a game against him against the league. Maybe because he played his rookie year. I didn't play my rookie year. I didn't get no time my rookie year. Yeah, I was in Milwaukee, so I wasn't getting no time my rookie year. But I think he played though. I don't know where he got hurt.
It had to be after the season. I can't remember. I remember he was heralded. He played. I can't remember if he got hurt during this, and then he got was it a motorcycle accident or something like that? And then he just, I don't think he ever played.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. If he played, it was like limited games, and after that, it was a dub. It was.
I got you. I might be wrong about this, but did you have a nickname Blackjack?
Blackjack was my nickname. Still is.
How'd you get that?
A couple of my homies, coach started calling me that. A couple of my homies and coach started calling me that.
When you was in school?
Yeah, this is why I was at Shaw. So
Gotcha.
Blackjack just came out of nowhere. Some country shit they used to say, Blackjack.
All right, so
I want to ask you one question before you got to the league. When was the first time you heard like an NBA scout was like looking at you? Like, 'cause you all hear about the scouts looking at, did no scouts like ever?
When I was at Shaw, actually, when we played in the Final Four game to go to the chip, and we lost in the Final Four at Shaw to go to the championship. I knew it was scouts there. The Pistons was there watching me.
Okay, all right.
So I knew it was scouts there too as well. So my coach always gave me a heads up when scouts was going to be in there. Let me know. Make sure you be in your A game. You know what I'm saying such and such is going to be in the building.
You knew when to turn up, okay?
Right.
All right.
So,
all right, so June 26, 2002, you actually don't get to hear your name called because of a commercial break during the draft, but you know before the pick that Milwaukee is taking you. How crazy was your draft process?
It was cool. It was fun. Ended up being well worth it. Waiting, anticipating to see if I was really going to get picked or get called, especially for me coming out of Division II school.
That's what's up.
Which was not highly to happen. So, like I said, it was a great feeling once my name was seen on the screen that I was drafted by Milwaukee. And, that night I embraced all of it. my family, my friends, everybody embraced all of it, and it was a real good feeling to hear my name called, knowing that I'm about to go to the NBA or have a chance to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
One of was it 61 or 62 or 60, whatever it is. That's
60 pick.
That's man, that's
30 and 30.
me.
Right.
I'd have been going crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I saw Action Dudes was at the crib, so that must have been what's up.
Had a lot of friends there, family there, a lot of people from around my neighborhood where I was at. Was all out there supporting me and showing love. So it was a good feeling, man.
You worked out for 17 teams before
17 workouts. 17 workouts. I had 17 workouts.
in a couple of weeks span, right?
Yeah. I had 17 workouts. It was a grind, but it was all worth it. Once you hear your name getting called, it was definitely all worth it.
Okay. So now you're a Milwaukee Buck. You're one of a few guys drafted to the team that year, and you're behind some solid veterans. You got Tim Thomas, Irvin Johnson. Was Tony Kukoc on the team at that time?
Yes.
Anthony Mason, and of course Ray Allen. And I know you didn't get much tick that year, but how important to your career were those vets that were on your team?
Major. I had some solid vets. Can't deny I had some solid vets. I got a little piece of something from each one of them, whether it was basketball, whether it was the business side, professionalism. I always got little pieces from each and every last one of them. Every last one of them there gave us knowledge of the game and how it's going to be played and what's going on with the game, or the business side, or, like I said, the professionalism. So
I got you.
all of them was thorough. I got to give them all up. Shout-outs to all of them. All of them was thorough.
Cool. You always show mad love to Anthony Mason, who was somebody who played with RIP. Any stories that you could share with Mace?
Well, me and actually Mace stayed in the same building when I was in Milwaukee. We stayed in the same condo building. Actually, me, him, and Jay Caffey. So I was always closer with them because we all stayed in the same building. I actually seen them every day.
Gotcha.
And I got close with Mace because he also had a son that was playing ball at the time. He was a young ball at the time. So I got close with him because I interacted with his son, knowing him being on the court and trying to learn how to play at a young age and stuff like that, him being in our shoot-arounds and stuff like that. So I had to play little one-on-ones with him and stuff like that, or shoot with him and stuff like that. But that's how I got close with him, with Mace, for real. But and I got even closer with his son as he got older because I ended up playing against him in the D-League.
Okay.
When I came off injury and I was trying to come back into the NBA, I ended up playing against him in the D-League. So I had to show my gratitude, my love to him when I found out and heard about the loss of Anthony Mason when he died. So rest in peace, OG. That's my man. He always showed me love, and he took me under his wing when I got in as a rookie, for sure.
I tell people back in the day, before he was Big Mace, he was like the original point forward. When I was a little kid, he was bringing the ball up.
He was a point. Mace was super tough.
He was like
some Lamar Odom.
Extra
he was
skinny.
super tough. Yes, he was super skilled. Had a handle before his weight, his size. Could finish. Mace was tough. Mace was tough.
And then when he went to New York, I think they made him like a
he
big power
tough.
forward, but he was like really slim. Just he was nice.
He was tough.
Nice.
Mace was tough. He was tough.
So you also played behind Sam Cassell that first year, who I feel like a lot of people kind of sleep on when you talk about guards from the 90s and the 2000s, but he was drafted in 93 and didn't retire until 2009. You don't just get that kind of time in the league by accident. And by the time you played with him, he had won 2 rings. How big was it to have someone like that as a vet you could compete with in practice and just soak up game from?
Sam Wells took me under his wing as well. Him and his man E. His man E used to be out there with him.
Okay.
He was from Baltimore with him. And he used to be with, I was like Sam right-hand man. And I used to gel with them a lot too. Like on the road, when we used to go away games, stuff like that, I used to be with them. So Sam was another person that, taught me his little ticks and tacks of the game and stuff he do, how he get. I couldn't understand how people kept going for his pump fake all the time. You know what I mean? I couldn't understand. I'm like, why everybody keep going for his pump fake every time? You know what I'm saying?
I remember.
He was like a big example of a guy who could get to his spots and do his thing.
Right, but having a chance to play against him every day in practice, then it's like, damn, all right, I see how now. You know what I'm saying? I see how he gets you there, because he'll take one hard dribble real quick and act like you're going to pull up. I mean, and you recovering because you trying to cut him off, so you either going to go for it or you're not. And if you don't go for it, he got a slow release, so he's just going to shoot it right over you. But if you do go for it, it gets you in the air. So I'm like, damn, I used to get little ticks and tacks from him like that. But Sam was super tough too. He was a tough guard. He was a tough guard.
He was like 6'5", 6'6",
6'3". Now he like 6'3". He like 6'3", 6'3" and a half. But it was tough. I mean, he played at his own speed. I mean, but he was super, super solid. You know what I'm saying? Super solid. Sam was super tough. It was tough. Mid-range king. That's what they call him. Mid-range king. He get to his spot mid-range. It was cash.
Kind of like DeMar DeRozan before his time.
It was cash. It was cash.
So one last question about your time with the Bucks. Y'all did play against the Wizards. What was that experience like, just being in the same situation as Michael Jordan?
I didn't get in the game. I didn't get in that game. We played them. We played them at home in Milwaukee, and actually, while we was playing them, I sat like on the floor, like with the
photographers and stuff.
Photographer,
Okay, like
and the Cowboy stuff like that. So I sat next to them. I was sitting like on the floor for real. So I was able to watch the game from that angle. And I remember he took the ball out like right here on the baseline right there. And I remember the sneaks and stuff he had on. I was trying to get the sneaks. I wanted the sneaks at that game.
What sneaks was he had on that game?
That's when he had the blue and white with the flap Jones that came
on. He probably had the
I forgot.
I don't know what numbers 17s probably.
It was like
Valentino the sneaks.
I don't know which one they were, but it's the ones he wore me to Washington. But I wanted to get them sneaks after the game, so I was trying to vouch for the ball boys, tell them, I mean, listen, I need make sure y'all going to the locker room later. I need them sneakers and them sounds to get them. But I couldn't get them, so I was like, damn. I was trying to get them Jones so I can, you know what I mean, put them in my collection.
Now this is elder statesman. Was he still out there talking, or was he chilling?
Mike was talking. Mike don't do him. Yeah, go. You know what I mean?
Mike always talking.
That was his farewell tour. So that was his last year. My rookie year. My rookie year was his last year. So yeah, I didn't play him second game. I got traded, so I didn't play the second game. So I only was able to go see him once, or be on the court at the same time. But it was one time.
So that takes me to my next question. You got traded out to Seattle. Had you ever been out west?
No.
What was that like? Was that something you had to adjust to, or did you kind of embrace that again, like the Mississippi situation?
I had to embrace it. I mean, every situation I went to, I had to embrace it. It was something new for me, but I was willing to go out there and do it. It was what it was. But when I got out there in Seattle, actually, crazy thing about it, when I got out there, man, rest in peace to my man Dre, man. A young boy that I went to high school with, when I was a senior in Manchester, he was a freshman. He ended up being out there in Seattle when I got out there. So I ended up going to the mall when I first get out there, see what type of mall, see what type of clothes stuff they got down there.
He balled too?
No, he played ball with us, but he wasn't like, he didn't play it like for real. He played ball, but it wasn't.
He wasn't like at a high level. Y'all was just cool outside of that.
Right.
Gotcha.
But when I went into the store, I went to the sneaker store to go to the sneakers. I see him in the store.
He was just in there.
He was working. Working in the store.
Okay.
I'm like,
and you didn't know he was out there?
Man, young boy, what you throwing over your head?
Exactly.
I mean, like,
I'm feeling you.
And you gotta think about it. I haven't seen him since I was a senior in high school. So when I left school. When I left Manchester, I went right to Mississippi. I went to school, so I haven't seen him in a couple of years. So when I start get drafted, I get out there, I see him, and so I'm like, what you doing out here, young? He like, yeah, man, I moved out here. My brother, man, I've been out here for a couple of years and whatever. So I'm like, damn, that's what's up. So he knew the process that I was out there playing with the Sonics, whatever. All right, man, your number, bro. You know what I mean? So I go to the game, you come to the game, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Every time I play, you know what I mean? So that was my young boy. We was out there chilling with him. So
That's what's up.
they really like put me on to Seattle because they've been out there for a couple of years already. They stayed closer to like Tacoma. They stay in a little area called Federal Way. It's like 25 minutes away from Seattle now, I-5. So they the one who really got me acquainted with Seattle and the area and stuff like that. Showed me the what's and what's and where not to go, what not to do, and all that stuff.
That's what's up. Helps to have somebody you know in a situation that, you know what I'm saying, is new to you and you never really been to.
What was the trade from Milwaukee to Seattle? That's not how Ray Allen got out there, was it?
Yeah, I was part of the
okay, I got
Ray
you.
Allen and Gary Payton trade.
Gary Payton trade, I got you. Okay.
So I went over with Ray Allen, and I think Gary Payton came over with Desmond Mason.
Okay.
Was that Desmond Mason that came over with him? Somebody else, I forget the trade. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really know about it. They just told me once I was in the
when you get traded, are you like the last one, or do you know what's coming, or is it just like,
no, that shit just happened. No, I did not know. Once my agent called me and let me know once it was about to happen. He called me and let me know that's a trade about to go down. But that shit happened like this. I didn't know the day before. I found out the day of when he called me. So it happened just like that. You getting traded, you going to Seattle.
Okay.
All right, we out.
Got you. So out in Seattle, Ray Allen gets hurt that first season. You out there, and all of a sudden you didn't get much playing time for Milwaukee. But beginning of the season in Seattle, that's where we was getting on. So if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. So I've seen where you said the first 2 games of the season were against the Clippers in Japan. You came back and you have one of your most memorable games against Minnesota, the Timberwolves. Would you remind everyone what made it so memorable?
I had a game winner over a tough defender too. Trust pretty well.
Yeah.
And it was like a breakout game for me because I ended up having like 29.
Yep, you had 29.
And also, I was playing against Sam, which was my vet at the time when I was a rook.
Okay.
So now this is my 2nd year, and I'm playing against him now, which I watched and practiced against him for damn near half a season. I had a chance to understand and learn his game. So
this was a chance for you to square up with him.
right.
Like,
so the chance for me to really go at him now. Like some live action now, not practice.
Exactly.
I mean, not on shit like that, but just just some basketball shit.
Yeah,
Exactly. But have a chance to ball against him, and it was a game I played real solid. It was a good game we played in Minnesota. It actually came down, like I said, to me hitting the game winner to win the game. But we was going back and forth the whole time throughout the whole game, and then heckling from the crowd and Minnesota
so it was
crowd.
close the whole game?
Yeah, it was back and forth game the whole time. So then we playing against Sam Cassell, Freewell, Garnett. We playing against all these guys, so it was a good game for me. And,
Garnett talking heavy.
That's what Garnett do. That's what Garnett do.
I dig it.
He get busy. He get busy. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt.
He got the right to talk his shit. He get busy.
Big Ticket is
For sure.
That life back in
He
the
get
day.
busy.
So in November of that year, y'all have a game versus Miami. You dropped your career high for the first time, 31. Who'd you give all those buckets to?
Against Miami?
Yes.
This is 2003 or 2004?
This is 2003. This is D-Wade rookie year.
Oh, okay, all right.
So that was all the squad they held with that rookie year.
Okay.
We ended up losing that game. Now I think they beat the shit out of that game.
Yeah, well, it ended up being 105-98.
Yeah, I ain't beat it, but I remember we lost that game, for sure. And that 31 I had was like a bad shooting 31. It wasn't like a solid 31.
Okay, so you wasn't like really proud of it.
Right, it was like a bad
My
shooting.
man said 31. It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
good.
but
It was like,
it wasn't like a legit.
but that was the
it
first time he hit his
31,
career
but
high.
but it was like a bad.
How did that feel? Because it wasn't good, but you still dropped buckets.
Yeah, we lost. So I mean,
it
you
didn't
don't
really
even think
make a
about it, right?
difference.
We lost.
I dig it.
I mean, I didn't even think about it.
Well, I mean, just to name a couple people that was on that team, like you said, Dwayne Wade was there, Eddie Jones, Brian Grant, Lamar Odom, Udonis Haslam.
I was about to ask. Was Udonis down there? Because he was
Rest in peace,
undrafted.
when Sue Butler was there
Yep,
too.
Russell
Oh,
Butler,
Russell Butler was,
Sue
he
Butler
definitely
was there,
was
too.
there. Yeah.
Rayford Austin, Skip to
Yeah.
my Lou. Did I say Karan Butler?
Yeah, no, Karan Butler was there. Yeah,
Dang,
Lauren Woods,
They had a
Bimbo
squad.
Coles, yeah.
that's why.
Bimbo Cool. I remember Bimbo Cool. Bimbo Cool was talking shit to me.
Yeah.
I remember Bimbo Cool. He was talking shit to me. That's why I was trying to go off because I remember he was talking crazy to me. Bimbo Cool was talking crazy to me that game. I remember that.
Was he guarding you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's the one that got the buckets.
Right. I remember that game now. Yeah. It was Bimbo Cool.
I got you. And on his team, he had Rashard Lewis, Vlad Radmanovich, Brent Barry, Antonio Daniels. I guess that's Reggie Evans, Luke Rittenauer.
Wasn't what's his name? Jalen.
Ansu Cisse.
What year did you play with Jalen Brunson's pop? You played Rick Brunson.
Rick
didn't
Brunson
you?
was there with me when I was in Seattle.
So
I played
a year
that
later
shit.
or something like that.
Next
or?
year he came.
Okay,
He was there.
all right,
He was there the next year. I played a year in Seattle with Rick.
Gotcha. So that season, you really get to play without, worrying about getting pulled or looking over your shoulder for, something small or petty. And that brings us to February 13th, 2004. The Staples Center in L.A. is the site for that year's All-Star Weekend. And competing in the rookie versus sophomore game, we have on the sophomore team, Flip, Mari Stoudemire, Tayshaun
I
Prince,
think I actually watched this.
Nene, Carlos Boozer, Marco Yarick, Manu Ginobili, Mike Dunleavy, and Yao Ming.
Yeah, I was out there. Yeah.
And on the rookie team, we have LeBron James,
Yeah, they was
Carmelo
out there.
Anthony,
Yep.
Dwayne Wade, Josh Howard, Kirk Heinrich,
Was Bosh out
Chris
there?
Bosh, Chris Kaman, Udonis Haslam, and Jarvis Hayes.
I remember they was going there.
I was about to say, but y'all went at them dudes, and one of the most memorable talked about things for you is what?
Crossover on LeBron.
Yeah.
Exactly. But people don't realize that you also put Chris Bosh on the N1 mixtape because you nutmegged him, hit him with the joint. Did you throw it between his legs or around him?
Between his legs.
Then later you did something I have to ask you about. What happened? The time you came down, D Wade was guarding you, and it was almost like you had something crazy for him. But then he gave you the right side, and you hard dribbled a couple times, and then you just went past him and dropped it off the boozer.
I don't know. He wasn't feeling the street ball. So
He wasn't trying to get caught.
I don't even know. He just wasn't feeling that shit. He like, man, whatever it is, what it is. I just went to the whole passing. So I was out there having fun. You know
It looked like it. Just looking at the clips back from it.
No, they had a couple of drones in a row where the rookie and the sophomore game was better than the All-Star game. Like, because you knew that the guys that were coming up, but those games was like super competitive, man.
That's like that Tim Hardaway versus what's my man name from Philly?
Deion Waiters.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the Deion Waiters game where they was going back and forth and going off on each other.
Yeah, and I think the one year LeBron, he played in the All-Star. He played in the rookie, and then he went and played in the All-Star game. So I don't know if that was that year or the next. I can't remember.
Nice.
It just
I'm talking like 20 years ago. So, but I remember
it just
that,
looked like something was said because then D Wade came back down and he gets the rock and he tried to cross you over and you plucked him and come down and throw a bounce alley-oop to Amari Stoudemire.
Amari laid it up backwards.
Yeah. So the end score of that game was rookies 118, sophomores 142.
Right. We got busy on them. we had to run away with it. We was going back and forth at the beginning, but then we had to run away with it. So
I get it.
that was a good experience too, though.
Yeah, sharing the court with them guys. That's what's up. That's what's up. So you end up being in Seattle for a while longer, and next you move on to Cleveland, so you end up playing with Bron. But real quick, before we get to your time with the Cavs, Seattle ends up relocating to Oklahoma City 2 years after you left. Just break down for those who have no idea, like me, what was it like playing in Seattle?
Seattle was a nice city.
Because I know that's like a real hotbed of NBA talent, or basketball talent, I should say.
They got a good fan base, great fan base. It rains a lot out there, though. It rains a lot. That's the only knock that you can really have on it. But other than that, it was a real nice city. It was a really cool city. Their fans show love and appreciation. I done went to football games out there. That's when the Seahawks was jumping, when they had Sean Alexander and all of them out there. And it was a good fan base out there. So Seattle was nice. Very, very beautiful city downtown. Very, very nice. Bellevue area, all over there, the water and stuff like that. Very, very nice city. Real nice city.
Now, the one year you was there, didn't y'all finish with like 50 wins or something like that? Or was that the year after you left? I remember one year y'all did like really, really well.
We actually went to the playoffs and lost to the playoffs in San Antonio that year.
Okay.
We lost to San Antonio in the second round to go to the Western Conference Finals. It was a 3-2 series.
Okay.
And we was back in Seattle. And man who ended up coming down and dropping a dime off to Tim Duncan for the layup to go away. Go ahead and win.
Now, did y'all get mad when y'all used to play against San Antonio? Because you look at them like, oh, all right, we can. But then when you play against them, like, oh no, these Bulls is like,
it's a little different.
Because we look at it like, oh, see, they was actually like really nice. Like
They was good.
they was like super nice. Like I was fan of San Antonio because I just like how they wear they ball.
Good.
I gotta
It
come back
was
to the
well
Spurs
coached.
question later too, man.
And it was well coached. It was good and it was well coached.
Yeah.
Their talent level was high. And they understood the game. IQ,
IQ
that's what
was
it
high.
was, for real. For they had a lot of high IQ players on their team. A lot of international players have a high IQ of basketball because they taught it at a young age. So they understood how to play the game the right way.
I'm of the belief that whenever the NBA expands again, Seattle should get consideration for another team. Would you agree?
Seattle will have another team. I actually was out there last year. They got a new arena out there.
Okay.
They did Key Arena over. It's a new arena. They moved it to the downtown now. Seattle will get another team.
Hey,
they will.
that's what I'm trying to hear.
I see it happening. Me personally, I see it happening for sure.
That's what's up.
There's some teams in the NBA they can get rid of. I'm not. I mean, some franchises is it's a waste. You know what I mean? But go up there. You're like, I remember them Jones would be packed back in the day, in the late '90s, and it'd be dope. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. I was kind of online trying to find a Flip Murray Seattle Sonics jersey to wear today, but it was a little difficult.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So next up for you was Ohio with an opportunity to play with LeBron and the Cavs. What can you share with us from your time in Cleveland?
actually had it came. Larry Hughes got hurt. Was going to be out for a couple games. That's how I got over there with that trade.
Gotcha.
And was able to get right into the start lineup. Play started minutes. So it went
Paul
for
Silas
me.
still the coach there, or he had left already?
No, Mike Brown was the coach.
Mike Brown was the coach. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mike Brown was the coach. So
Okay.
we went from me wasn't playing in Seattle at the time. The coach that was there actually told me that he wasn't going to have no minutes for me, which I respected him for saying that. He told me that he wasn't going to have no minutes for me and they was going to try to find and work something out for me whereas though they could get me somewhere where I was going to play.
Okay, all right.
That's how that Cleveland trade happened. So I got to Cleveland, had a chance to play with LeBron from the gate. So now I'm going from not playing at all to now every time I play, we on TV every game now because I'm playing on the team with LeBron now. So damn near every one of our games is going to be televised nationally. So it went from that down. We got the locker room full with cameras every time at every game and stuff like that. So I actually left Seattle to go to Cleveland to, get way more.
In the
You know
mix.
what I'm saying?
You went to you went to the show then.
Right. So I mean, it was thorough.
what's up.
Had a chance to play with LeBron on the way up. Actually played with him on his first time getting into the playoffs. That was his first year getting to the playoffs. I was on that team with him when we played Washington that first round.
Was my man Ogaskis, was he still on the team?
Yeah, that's Big Z, my man.
Was that the year when LeBron was going at it with Gilbert Arenas in the playoffs?
Yes, that's when the first game he came out. He had a triple. First
I
game he
remember
played, his
watching
first
that.
playoff game, he had a triple-double.
I was in college during that time.
Yeah, so we played them. We ended up beating them the first round, and we ended up losing to Detroit the second round, though. But that was his first time going to the playoff.
Gil was talking crazy to LeBron.
Brian,
That was the joint. Brian went to the basket on the baseline and it looked like he stepped out of bounds, but he came back and laid it up. That joint was hard. That joint was hard. That was a wild series. But I'm sorry, what happened after y'all played Washington?
We beat Washington in that series. We beat Washington the first round, but we lost to Detroit the second round.
Gotcha.
That's
We
Ben
lost to
Wallace.
Detroit the second round.
Was Rasheed on there too?
Yeah, we lost to them the
Rip.
second round. Yeah, Chauncey.
Everybody from the Philly area, you like that?
You gotta think that was their second year when they went to the finals.
Yeah.
That was the year that they lost, right?
So that,
That's the year they lost.
They
That was the year
defended
they
the
lost.
champs.
Hey, they won it the year before, 04. I was there 05. I got there 05. So this was the year when they lost to San Antonio that year. Well, that was their second year going back to back though.
Did you and Brian ever discuss that crossover from the Rookie-Sophomore game?
Probably act
No,
like-
I mean,
Yeah,
he
blame
never
that.
took it back.
Let that go.
He's playing dumb like
That
no.
wasn't even brought up. We never even brought that up.
Yeah, all right. So with that Cleveland team, y'all made it to the playoffs and got sent home by Detroit. But the following season, you end up with Detroit in the playoffs and get sent home by Cleveland. In another world, if those Pistons would have won that series, do you think y'all would have beat the Cavs in that finals? Because they got they beat the Spurs in that finals. I'm sorry, because they swept the Cavs.
Right.
But y'all had a different team, a different makeup. Like he said,
I don't know.
y'all take Sean
We had a
Prince
different makeup because, like you
Rip
said,
Hamilton.
that's when that was the partner of Ben Wallace too at the time when I got there. That's when Ben left.
Okay.
That's when he got that new contract. I think he went to
Chicago.
Chicago.
Like Chicago got that big bag. I remember that. Yeah.
That's when he
Ben
left.
Wallace was a big part of that defense.
Yeah, he went to Chicago. So it was a time where they was in the rebuilding stage, and they actually brought some rookies in that year as well too. Not that first year, probably my second year, 06, they brought him in.
Billups was still there? Or he
Yeah,
get
Billups, the nucleus, Billups, Chauncey,
Yep, it was
Billups, Rip,
Tayshaun
Tayshaun,
Prince,
Rasheed
yep.
was still there. That's when Dice came over, and then we had Chris Webber was over there now.
Yep.
Dell Davis. We had some other players that was over there as well. So Brian put on the show that game against us. He put on the
I
show.
remember the Ben Wallace because he had been in Orlando. I think he went to Detroit. He just wanted to get paid. Like he's like, I gotta get this money.
Yeah, he left.
And he had already got the ring, so.
He got the ring, so it's time
That's
to
when
get
he went
this
to
back.
Chicago.
Yeah,
He went to
exactly.
Chicago, got his money.
So how does playing with that Detroit team help your game?
That's Larry Brown too, right?
No, we had Flip Saunders. We didn't have
Flip
Larry
Saunders?
Yeah,
Brown.
it was Flip Saunders.
Okay.
Larry Brown had left. Flip Saunders was there when I was there. So, they helped me get a better understanding of the game because, they played together as a team. And, practice-wise, everything was together as a team. That was a championship team. So they knew what it took. They knew the pedigree, what it took to win because they'd done it before. So being able to come right in after they just got finished winning and then playing, behind them and going against them in practice and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
teaching you how to win and play winning basketball and play the game the right way. That was big.
And it was
as
Joe
far as me
Joe
coming in.
Dumars was running the team and everything,
Yes.
right? Okay, all right.
I heard Joe was a cool dude. Is that true?
Joe Dumars thorough.
Okay.
Straight up boy, keep it straight up with you.
That's respectable. Any Rasheed Wallace stories you can share?
She Wallace. She, oh man, I got a couple stories with she, man. She was the OG though, man. I was happy when I got to Detroit, man. When I seen that, I had a chance to go play with She while he was over there.
'Cause y'all from
Right,
North.
me being from Philly and me watching him as a young boy in high school,
he
going
went
to
to
his games,
Grass,
stuff
right?
like that, right?
Went to Grass,
And then getting a chance
he
to
went to
play
North
with him.
Carolina.
Yeah, a chance to play with him in the league, and us being from the same city, that was thorough. That was thorough now. But I got crazy. She got a lot of stories.
Anything you can share now?
Man.
Or is it too?
Nah, basketball
wild.
wise, man. Basketball wise, I remember he hit this buzzer beater from damn near the other side of the free throw line. He threw this buzzer beater at the crib. We had to go win this game, and he threw that shit up in the winner. He shot it like right in front of our bench on the opposite side of the court during the winner. Sent it to overtime for us to win the game. Yeah, but she crazy.
You ever get a text, you be like, yo, man, you drawing, like, for real. Like come on, man. Like, we up by like 18, or when he was got a text, you like, all right,
Didn't he kind of
It's
calm
one of
down
them-
when he got to Detroit? Because I know in Portland he was turned.
He calmed down, but it was just gonna be she regardless. But it's gonna tell him it is what it is. You gotta let it be him. He gonna be him regardless. Because at the end of the day, he was getting picked on by referees and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying. So that shit started getting frustrating and stuff like that. So I mean. Some people let out their frustration, do that, and then letting that shit out. So, you know what I'm saying?
And it's not like he couldn't ball. Like she
Right.
was.
I always say, if she was balling,
super talented.
if she was balling now, he would be like
Super talented.
He'd be a super.
She was super talented.
A stretch forward that can shoot the three.
Yep.
Super talented.
And talk crazy till you
Talk
take you out
crazy,
your game.
yeah. He'd be like, oh, I could just stay out here and just and shoot up 10 jumpers and make 7, 8 of them,
Right.
and give me easy 29 tonight.
So this was a few seasons before you got there. But hypothetically speaking, let's say the Pistons never drafted Darko and took Carmelo instead. How do you think he would have fit with that team?
I don't know, because you got to think Tate was there at the 3. So,
You think there's any way they would work the starting lineup to put
I
them both in?
mean, it's either you put Teo Mello at the 4, which at the time was a post-up forward position. It wasn't a stretch forward position, or one of them got to go, one got to come off the bench.
Tayshaun was tough, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Tayshaun was tough, and that's no slight on him because coming
Both
out
sides.
of
He played both
he
sides
went
of
to
the.
Duke, right? No, he went to Kentucky.
No, he went to
Kentucky,
Kentucky.
But he was tough. in
Played
Kentucky.
both sides of the ball. He played defense. Not that Melo didn't play defense, but he did. He did so much, and he was able to get ripped and everybody else involved and stuff like that. Melo's a shooter. You know what I mean? So he gonna get his buckets 25, 30 shots
At that time,
you know what I mean? So
you got to look at it. What's going to fit better with our team? What's going to gel with our team for it to win?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they already got the perimeter play. 2, 3 is already locked up.
Yeah.
Melo's not going to fit with us. Let's get something. They probably thought it was going to be stretch 4, stretch 5. You know what I'm saying? With Darko. So that's the way they went.
was Rip still wearing a mask when you went there?
Yeah.
Rip broke his nose
I remember that.
and then just kept the mask on for his whole career.
Just kept rocking with it.
Like it's
That
good
was like a
luck.
superstition thing.
Yeah.
No, that was just like it's part of them on there. That's who he is now. He the mask. He Rip Mills. He the mask.
So after leaving Detroit, I'm sorry, was you about to say something else? Okay. So after leaving Detroit, you had a brief stint in Indiana before going to Atlanta. On that Hawks team, you played with the likes of Mike Bibby, Marvin Williams, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Al Horford, who just got himself a ring. How was that season?
That was a good season. Actually, one of my best years in the NBA. One of my funnest years for sure. But
I remember I used to play with that Hawks team on, I don't remember if it was live or 2K at that point in time, but y'all had a solid squad.
Mike Wilson was the coach at the time. Had a chance to play significant minutes, 6 man, 6, 7 man coming off the bench. So first and second coming off the bench throughout the whole season. It was a consistent role that I had. You know what I'm saying? Be able to do that for a whole year. So I already knew what my role was playing that whole year. So I was thorough. Had a chance to play with Joe. Joe Johnson was super tough. Josh Smith, super tough, was athletic. Mike Bibby, like you said, was our vet point guard. Mark Williams was there. A lot of couple guys was there. Zaza Opportunity was there.
Zaza.
Horford. My man AC Law was there. He was a rough.
AC Law, I remember.
Texas
he was
A&M.
there. He almost came out,
He was
right?
nice.
My bro Mario West was there.
I remember. Okay.
We had a nice squad, man. We had a nice squad. It was fun though. It was fun. Yeah, I played there only 1 year. Signed a 1 year deal with them. So I had a chance to play in the playoffs, and I think we lost to who we lost to? I think we lost to Brian in the playoffs. So we ended up beating Miami the first round, and then we ended up losing to Cleveland. I think we lost to Cleveland.
A lot of people home.
Yeah. Then Cleveland went on to, I think, go against
That was
Boston.
09, so that was 08, 09, yeah.
Went against Boston and lost.
Yeah, and then I think
Boston won a
finals.
chip 09. And Lakers, that was Lakers Boston finals
Yeah,
09.
that was the second joint.
Yeah, that was
First
Lakers
one,
09.
the Lakers won.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, that was Lakers Boston. I remember the year Boston won it.
Yeah.
09,
Oh yeah. Was Cassell on that team? Who was
Boston team?
Boston? Who's on the
No,
so that's Rondo,
Rondo,
and,
Rondo,
Rondo,
Ray.
Ray Allen,
Ray.
Paul
Yeah.
Pierce,
So all the people that you know,
Big Baby.
the people you run,
Right.
you running into.
Garnett.
Yeah, Garnett was up on there. Okay, all right then. I think what's my man? Was PJ Brown on that team? Like I remember when they had made a trade.
Tony Allen, PJ
Tony
Brown might
Allen,
have been on that team. PJ Brown
Posey was on that team.
Shane Posey, yeah.
Yeah, they the way they made that
Eddie
team
Howe.
up, they was like 10, 12 teams.
Right.
Exactly.
And they was
nice.
all perfect players. And Pierce just
And they
who
all
had been
fit
there
right.
forever. If it
And that was when they had Doc.
Yep.
Right.
So after that season in Atlanta, you spent a season in Charlotte with the Bobcats, and once again, in November of that season, you matched your career high, dropping 31 on the Magic, which was an interesting situation if you look at the fact that you played alongside Steven Jackson on the Bobcats, and none other than his All the Smoke co-host, Matt Barnes, was on the Magic team. So again, who got all those buckets?
And Jameer Nelson was on that team
I'm
too.
going to be honest
Jameer
with
Nelson
you.
was on that team.
I'm gonna
And
be
was that
straight
a
up
better
honest with you.
game than the last game?
I don't remember that game. I don't even remember me scoring 31 in that game. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even remember that game. So I don't even know. I wasn't even in it in Charlotte because Charlotte was so up and down with my minutes and how they was playing me and stuff like that. I wasn't even into it like that when I was at Charlotte. I was
You was
looking
kinda picking your
right
spots
because
when
I
you
was
got
looking
in.
to get out of there anyway because they was bringing in the young fella. They had a couple of rookies they brought in, Gerald Henderson and the guys they brought in. So they was looking to play them anyway. So I wasn't really in tune with them anyway because they was trying to make a move to get me out of there anyway. So
Was MJ running the team then, or
yeah, Mike was there.
I was going to say, I've heard stories about Mike coming to practice and playing with the team from time to time. Did you experience a practice like that?
When that happened, I got traded already.
I got you.
Like when he went down there and played Gerald and Steven Jackson, I wasn't there. It happened after I got traded, so I wasn't there for that.
All right. So your last stop in the NBA ended up being with Chicago in 09-10. So we're talking about a young Joakim Noah, young Derrick Rose before the MVP, Kirk Heinrich, who you had a little history with, and probably the most interesting part of that team to me. Did you play with John Simons?
No,
Okay,
no, he wasn't there.
I got you.
He wasn't there in Chicago when I was there. It was D Rose. Who started? D Rose. Then Corey Brewer, Lou Alding, Taj Gibson, and Joakim Noah was the starting five. Me and Akeem Ward came over at the same time.
Okay, King Ward. I remember that name.
Me and Skinny came over at the same time and was there. So we came in the middle of the season. So we got in rotation immediately because they made some trades for us to get over there. So we got in rotation immediately.
Gotcha.
And we ended up playing in the playoffs again. Ended up losing to Brian and them again. And so Brian was on this run, his tear.
He was to the East,
and
like
chipped
yo.
down there every year.
There's a lot of people that played in the 90s that can say we lost to Mike in the playoffs. So
Right. So
that's just the way it goes.
it was another year though, but I had a chance to see who Derrick Rose was going to be.
Okay.
And me watching him in practice, how he used to, prepare himself for games and practice and stuff like that, get there early, stay late. I knew he was going to be special. Very humble dude, very poised, stay to himself a lot, but a very humble dude. But when he out there on the court, I mean, he just played at a different speed. He was at a different speed, man. and his athleticism was crazy. If he didn't get hurt, man, Derrick Rose was gonna be one of the greatest out, yo. I ain't gonna lie.
He got hurt against the Sixers too.
Yeah,
That was like the first one, and it just
listen. He was different.
He was nice.
He
Got the
was
MVP.
different, man. He was different.
How great was it to see how he kind of bounced back from his injury and had that little renaissance when he was playing with Minnesota and.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
It wasn't the same.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I know it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the
he wasn't
Chicago
taking off
D Rose.
like
That Chicago D Rose was different.
Yeah.
He was different, man. And he used to put fear in people's hearts, man. He used to put fear in people's hearts, man. I ain't gonna lie, D Rose was super tough, man. It was tough. Super athletic, super fast, super fast. I'm talking about super fast. Yeah. And was relentless at getting to the rim. So, you know what I'm saying? Them combinations together, he was crazy.
He was finishing above the rim. So.
Right. I remember that MVP. I just checked the box score. He was like 47, and he had 39. I'm just like, that nigga just filling up the whole stat sheet.
He was tough. He was tough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else memorable about that particular season?
Chicago? No, it was a nice city. I like Chicago as a city as a
Who
whole.
coached y'all team that year?
Vinny Del Negro. That was our coach.
Vinny.
Was he a good coach?
Yeah, Vinny. Vinny was Vinny. I was saying. Vinny was,
that.
you know what I mean? Vinny was Vinny. It was what it was. So.
Would you mind explaining to the viewers what you know of the situation when you left Chicago and you were supposed to go to New Orleans?
Say it again?
When you left Chicago and you were supposed to be going to New Orleans, but some things happened to where it didn't end up happening.
I got hurt. That was the year I got hurt. I actually got hurt after that year, 2010. We was playing. We went on remember when we was playing all the charity games, and we was playing against different cities. That's when LeBron and them came to the city when they played at the Palestra.
Oh yeah.
And we played against the Red and them.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we went on strike. That's when the league was on strike for a minute. So we was playing against like the different.
You would see
cities
random
and stuff
NFL.
like
You would
that,
see
right.
random ballers just show up in like
charity
random
games.
courts.
We do it
Yep.
for charity games, stuff like that. So we ended up playing DC. We playing DC, playing Durant now in DC. So we go down there and take our Philly team down there and play. And it's a play where I try to go up on Durant, was trying to go dunking, and I got took out the air and I fell immediately straight back on my back. So it was like when you first fall, you're like, damn, like like a hip point or something like that. I felt on my hip before. I'm like, damn, maybe it was a hip point. That's what it felt like. So as I go to the free throw line to go shoot, I'm like limping bad. I'm like, there's something wrong. This ain't no, hip point or something is really wrong. So I told them, like, yo, come get me out. I can't even shoot these free throws. So as I limped off the court, I went to go sit in the side. It's like the way it felt like, honestly, it felt like my hip was separated from my leg. That's how it felt. Like every little move I make, it felt like it's pulling. It was like pulling. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, this something crazy. There's something wrong. So I had a chance to really go. We played that Saturday. I had a chance to set an appointment to go to the hospital on Monday. So I waited till Monday to go to the hospital once we got back to Philly. And once I went to go get the MRI, they found that I had a fracture in my hip, and then a piece of my hip bone had broke off.
Jeez.
So honestly, that took me 2 years to get back to like any type of playing basketball
I
type.
got you.
Any
At
type
that
of
age,
playing
you're
basketball. Right.
You about 29 or 30 or something?
This was 09, so this was 2010. So yeah, you gotta think I was 30 now, 31.
Yeah.
So
Body hit a little different when you hit the
right.
30s.
So this is why I came back and I ended up going to the G League because I just came back. I was out for 2 years because of the injury.
Okay, I got
So
you.
now I come back to the G League and try to get a chance to get back upstairs. And actually ended up winning the championship in the G League that year, 2012. Won the chip that year, 2012. Didn't get a call up, but didn't get a chance to make some overseas moves. I went overseas and played in Turkey.
Okay.
And then I started my international career over there.
Gotcha. And how was, that time when you was
Nice. Had a
moving
chance.
between the different
I
countries?
changed travel, see a lot of different stuff, a lot of different parts of the world. Some real shit too. I seen a lot of shit when I was out there next to Russia. I went out there in Russia, I was playing in Ukraine. That's when I was playing with Lynn Greer. Me and Lynn Greer was on the same team out there in Ukraine.
Okay. And how was that? Because I know that you kind of appreciated his game coming out.
Yeah, Lynn was like a god over there. So he was already established over there. He played over there for a couple of years. So Lynn didn't used to have to practice. They used to treat him like a god out there for
Game day.
Yeah, but it was different because it was still cold out there and the weather is snowing out there bad, and then the Russian mafia and all that stuff is out there, and all that crazy stuff was going on out there. Ukraine and Russia, so it was different. So
Out there
he had to
fixing
watch stuff
games.
out there. It was different. Yeah.
Point shaving like blue chips.
Who knows what they're
Different out
doing
there.
out there? Yeah.
Right.
Sheesh.
So now I got a couple questions about post-retirement to kind of think back on your time. So who were some of the toughest players to guard during your NBA career? Some of the toughest people you lined up against?
AI for one. AI was super tough. He was hard to guard. Gilbert Arenas was hard to guard. I'm trying to see who guards was just like super tough. I had a lot of guards. Like you played against the leagues. There was a lot of people that was super tough guard. It was tough to guard, but just by me, some of the experience I had, them two for sure stick out the most.
Them two is one of the top ones.
Right.
Gotcha. So putting the big names, I guess you would say, to the side, who were some of your teammates you felt you played best with? Maybe like backcourt mates or big men you played with that you just felt like you had
On a court with?
Exactly.
I liked it, me and Luke Rittenauer when I was in Seattle.
Okay.
I liked how we gelled together.
He was tough.
Luke Rittenauer was super tough. He had understanding for my game. I had understanding for his game.
Okay.
But we also used to practice a lot together. So during our Seattle time, the practice going to get the first unit. And then he ended up starting with the first unit my next year. But my first year in Seattle, that was his rookie year. We did a lot of the second unit stuff together. So he was one of the guys I feel as though we gelled together when we was out there. And probably try to see if I got a big that I gelled with real good. I don't know, big probably. I ain't really paid that much big time. It was all guard when I got the time. So
Gotcha.
I'm gonna say Luke Rittenauer for sure though.
Okay, so he was probably one of the best people you shared the backcourt with, just
Right.
because you guys, worked together and had a good understanding of each other's game.
Yeah.
Who was someone you played against who surprised you? Somebody you was like, he not really gonna be nothing, and he ended up being nice, or you thought he was gonna be nice and he just wasn't like that.
Trying to say, somebody that pretty. I don't know. I'm trying to think. People who slept on who I was with, who they slept on. Martinley was super tough. I played Martinley, Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Martinley was super tough. I had a chance to really understand how tough he was playing against him in practice too. Martinley was super tough. People used to sleep on his game and not get him his just due. But Martinley was definitely tough. He's somebody to stick out to me.
Okay.
I got a question.
He was kind of that boy.
There was one bull that we all know that used to pull up from like 25, 30 feet. Of course, before Steph was, and I used to watch him. And I used to get so annoyed, but he would make it. Was somebody like Steve Nash who would just come and then he was just like, oh, and I'm just gonna pull up from like 27, 28. Was he like annoying to like?
I was gonna say that when I was naming people.
Oh, okay.
That's like more people I could name. Steve Nash was definitely gonna be one of them too.
I had to watch like, yo, this is so annoying.
No,
he would just come up after half court, take 3 or 4 steps, and just jay it up, and then
he was tough. Steve Nash was tough. Steve Nash was
wipe
good.
his hair back, and he was just
Hand Luke could shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah.
Had dimes, hard to guard. You know what I'm saying? Then he was definitely a dual threat when he was coming off pick and roll and using the pick and roll in the game. So.
He was one of them shifty guys.
Yeah, very shifty.
to watch him this in Phoenix, I'm like, yo, this like it's not fair. Like he would come up and then after he hit about 4 or 5 3, now he can run into the joint and get
a
an
layup or
easy,
get an
easy
and one.
layup. I'm like, yo, bro.
He was tough.
So you were traded for and got to play against Gary Payton. Y'all never played together, right?
No.
But you got the chance to witness his trash talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
In his day, but you also played with Damon Jones, who I heard talk heavy too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
How, if at all, did their trash talk compare?
There was a different type of trash talk though. Damon Jones more of a showboat trash talk. You know what I'm saying? Shot, I made this shot, he matched my shot, or Gary Payton was more like a Brody type of trash talk, right? You know what I mean? Talk, you can't guard me, nigga, get off me, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? It was a different type of trash talk, so you know what I'm saying? You trash, and Damon Jones more of a showboat. You can't do this or better than me, but now they both had their little ways of talking shit in the court.
I seen where KG said Gary Payton would come to the court talking the whole way up the court to the boy that was guarding.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day when I was a kid, we would put the subtitles on for Seattle games because sometimes it'll catch what they were saying at the bottom because it was live, and you would hear, and they were like, damn, like they would be saying some of those crazy shit, like, Nick, get out of here, and it would come up on the bottom. It'd be funny as hell.
So I saw where one of the people that you used to listen to before games heavy was Jadakiss. Is that still one of your favorite artists?
Still my favorite artist to this day. Will always be my favorite artist.
So one of the segments we do on the show typically is what we call top five, and we'll list off a top five any particular category, whatever like that. We don't have to do like a traditional one right now, but would you possibly have a top five Jadakiss albums you could give us? Or not album, songs
Top 5 songs?
for you?
Why? By Your Side.
By Your Side, one of my favorites. That's right.
Say Kiss of Death.
Okay.
So solo or the lock?
Keep it. Well, if you need to, if you
need to go to lock
I got
song,
solo
then you
joints.
can do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you got solo.
Yeah, I got solo joints. Yeah. He got a joint called Me off of Ignitus.
Me, I'm going with Me. I'm about to go with Me for sure.
I love that song. Yeah.
The start to that is hard.
That
And he had
old
the
soul
little video
sample.
to it
Yeah.
with my man from.
And I'm going to say probably things I've been through.
Okay.
That'd be my 5.
If you like the Locks, the bitches from Eastwood, that's a dope
The
song.
Locks is different. I got a whole different 5 for the Locks.
That's a dope song.
Recognize one of my favorite joints.
Anything with Kiss
Locks
on
got
it.
some,
I've been listening, like, I can go back to when I was in like 10th, 11th grade. I get Bucks like Milwaukee's because I remember I was like, we was like, yo, did you hear that joint from the other night? Like, I was like, yeah, this is while he beefing with Beanie. We still like, no, we like both of these dudes. This the worst case scenario for us. That these two bulls, one from our city, one that we love, they going against each other. But I always had a love for Kiss. Kiss has always been dope. Still now.
Taylor, you want to give us a quick 5?
I just said to meet me was dope. He got a song called "For the Love." It's a solo joint off the Locks joint. I love that joint. What's the joint called? Who the fuck y'all want? Jada. What's that? That's off the Rough Riders joint.
Right.
Yeah.
The blood pressure is built. Remember that song? That build up to that song. That joint was dope. What's the joint called? He's talking about his life coming up. That's on either the first or maybe on the second one. I can't remember what it's called. And I like the not the Why, but he has a continuation of Why with Nah. What was that joint called? It was called I forget what it, but he
It was off the album after that.
Jadakiss got plenty of joints. Death Wish with him and Wayne. That joint is hard.
Death Wish is hard.
He got joint. I can't remember the song he did with the solo joint he did. What's it called? I'm gonna have to check my phone. Usually I can do stuff off the top of my head, but if I can find the song. But yeah, Jada.
You talking about What If?
Nah,
With
yeah, what is
Jadakiss.
that's the
With him and
second.
Nas.
Yeah, that's the second. Yeah, that's like the continuation of Why. Yeah.
All
I like Letter to Big too. That was dope.
Okay.
And What You So Mad At Now? He got joints.
Hits.
He got joints, man. I was listening to the DMX freestyle to What At Me to Get At Me Dog when it's DMX at the beginning and all the lights go off. That shit was hard. Like I don't think he's ever made a whack track. That's just my opinion. Like he's got joints. Even joints he would get in his West Coast bag and do a joint with Snoop. The joint was hard. Yeah.
I like him. I got By Your Side.
Yeah.
Mr. 16.
Still Feel Me. We Gonna Make It.
Yeah.
None of Y'all Better. It's super hard. And Can't Stop Me.
Oh, you Can't Stop Me. It's hard. Yeah. What's the joint he did with OJ the Juice Man? That was hard, man.
I forget.
Who's
Juice,
phony? Who's fake? He gets on the
Who's
second verse.
phony?
Like, yeah, he can do a song with anybody. Yeah.
Have you ever got a chance to meet Kiss?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually played for their team in the Ruckers one year.
Oh yeah.
Played with Rough Riders one year in the Ruckers.
How'd that go?
It was cool. I ended up playing like 2 games. I used to drive in and out
Gotcha.
to go
Like
play.
New
I ended
York.
up playing like 2 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was moving back and forth from here in North Carolina. I was going back and forth, so I had a chance to play 2 games though.
Okay.
I got you. So in an alternate scenario, if you had never made it to the league, what do you think your profession would have been?
I have no idea, bro.
I never even thought about it.
I mean, I don't.
It's just too
That's
focused
a
on what's
tough
going on.
situation because, I mean, you never know. I mean, if shit didn't work out for basketball, I don't know which way I'd have went. I mean, it'd have been a way that I probably had to choose, but I wouldn't, off the top, I wouldn't know. I mean, I wouldn't know. That's why when the opportunity was presented to me from me having a chance to make this my career, I focused in, I locked in to try to make that shit come to reality. So I was focused on that. I wasn't focused on nothing else but that, making it to the league once he told me that. So.
Yeah.
You ever come across anybody across your travels who you thought was like super nice, but they just didn't get that shot, or maybe they didn't get a chance to go to school, or you'd be like, damn, man, if he'd have been able to get, something that I would have got, because you said the coach said something to you.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see somebody come up like, damn, if he'd have been able to have been at
From
this
Philly,
right place.
you see that all the time, bro.
Yeah.
From Philly, I see that all the time. So many players that I felt as though could play the league that I played against, coming up against in high school, or just playing against in street ball, stuff like that, but chose to go another way of life. They didn't really want to lock in and stay focused with this basketball shit. But I seen plenty of guys that could have played and been to the league.
I got you.
Plenty all over the world. There's plenty of guys that can play in the league. Trust me. It's just people get an opportunity, and when the opportunity is given to you, taking advantage of it. That's the only thing that happened in my situation. Was the opportunity that was given to me, and I was able to take advantage of it, and I just pursued it and went forward with it.
Just kept going with it.
Yes, sir.
It's just like a movie, like the way, the way it happened. Like it just from high school, you didn't play, then you did play. You went to a JUCO, like it's just like, but you just kept working at it. Not even knowing that what was going to happen, and you got drafted. Like, dang, you was probably like, whoa.
Never even thought about it.
Never even thought about it.
And you had something happen that I feel like I haven't looked into it, but I feel like few players experience. You had your jersey retired by Strawberry Mansion, by Meridian, and by Shaw.
That's what's up.
And I'm sure before that happened, you weren't really pressed because that just doesn't seem like the type of dude that you are. But how is it after the fact that I had that kind of recognition?
Very humbling. I mean, let me know the work that I really put in really paid off, and it got recognized while I did it. So, me being able to get my jersey retired is awesome for me. It's a great feeling for me because when you go back and look at the situation and understand the work and all the time and effort you put into this shit for real, bro. Like, this shit is a wear and tear on your body for real. People don't understand that part of the game. People just think you just go out there and just play. We get paid to get paid. There's a lot of shit that come along with it. And me being able to do that and be acknowledged for the work that I put in, that's special.
You stated previously that you've been a student of the game more or less since you started playing. Early on, were you able to analyze it? So what did you see in the current game, or what do you see in the current game that you like or that you don't like?
It's more freestyle. They give the players more freedom to play now. The things that we used to try to beg the coaches to give us when we was playing, you finally seeing it coming to fruition now, where they're letting the players be the creative now, and they starting to take a seat back now. They ain't being more dominant now. So they're letting the players play into their game. They're starting to coach the players into their game. Coach around the players as far as their strengths or their weaknesses. So it's giving the players more freedom. That's why the game is more exciting now. That's why the game is more, played at a higher level as far as scoring and stuff like that now. The way they're making the game with the rules and stuff now, they're making the game to be more entertaining now. So it's a good piece. I like the game. I still love watching the game. I still love the talent that these kids are doing now, the young kids doing, even the high school kids, people that's coming up. The things that they doing now, we weren't even thought about doing in the game and stuff like that. So I like to see stuff like that. I like to see the game go to another level where people see different stuff. I still like that because I'm still a fan of basketball. So I love watching them play.
I remember my dad used to maybe read the box score. I remember seeing people shoot. They would go 0 for 5 for 3, and then sometimes they wouldn't play the next game. Now these dudes be shooting 5 in the first quarter.
They shooting 15. They getting up 15 threes a game now.
15 threes a game. And back in the day, you had a minimum.
A lot of guys now on the fast break run to the 3-point line instead of running to the line to go finish. You know what I'm saying?
On that team,
it's like they run spread now just to go to the 3-point line to get a 3. So, that's the way the game emerged to. So it's either you adapt to it or you got to, get out the way. It is what it is.
Is there anybody in particular, team or player-wise, that you look out for right now?
My favorite player, I told people before he got drafted, I put it up on my stories and everything, who my favorite player was going to be, and that's Anthony Edwards. I told people he was going to be a monster. I told people when he was coming out of the draft, he was going to be the best player in that draft. People didn't believe me. I told y'all he was going to be a monster. I told you Anthony Edwards was going to be a problem.
Now we saying it.
I told y'all that. And he getting busy. It was him and Jordan Poole. I actually like Jordan Poole, too. Jordan Poole is starting to act a little weird. He started doing a little weird stuff now. So I don't know what's up with Jordan Poole, man. So
got away from Stephen. Got away from Stephen Draymond.
I heard he was doing that when he was out there.
Oh, he was.
That's why the thing happened with him and Draymond in practice.
I just like Jordan Poole game, but he just started acting weird now. So Anthony Edwards, I ride with Anthony Edwards all day. That's my favorite player.
I like his game, man. I like his he's bringing back a lot of that what it was back then. A lot of these
Right.
guys, they're friends and stuff like that, but he's like,
more
no,
like a
nigga,
90
like
player.
KD, I love you,
Yeah.
but I gotta embarrass you. You know what I mean, I'm sorry. We could still gonna be family after this, but I gotta yam on you, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
love his
I
game.
like that.
I love
like
his heart.
yeah,
I love the
like
way he
it.
approached the game.
I like his story. I know about his story
my
down in
favorite
Georgia
player.
and everything. Yeah.
For us to get better All-Star games, we got to get more people in the league with a mentality like that just want to go at
Yeah.
people.
Right.
So our home team Sixers have gone through a little bit of a turnover this offseason, and one of the biggest additions was Paul George. What's your opinion of this current Sixers team, and how far do you think they can get this year?
Well, we definitely need somebody that can go get their own bucket. So that helps us in that aspect of the game. But I think if they come out and play together and, play the game the right way, understand that Embiid is the number one option. And Embiid got to understand, too, that he's the number one option, but he also has to understand that he has players that can get busy out there with him, too. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to do everything every single night all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like he do that throughout the whole year. Then when it comes to the playoffs now he's starting to double team and stuff like that. You got to make the right plays out the double team and make the right situations, stuff like that. And just a lot of turnovers and stuff like that. Now you got to play the game the right way. So if they start off playing that way from the beginning and just let the game come to them, not everybody thinking personally or they personal goals and stuff they want to do.
7 for 1, you're gonna get yours no matter what. But
Right.
Maxey got to eat.
Right.
George got to eat. I think Lowry's on the team, right? Lowry got
Still
to
there.
eat. They all these Martin, all these guys, they have to contribute. I understand what he's saying because I do feel like he tried to go out there and try to do like something
Too much.
spectacular.
They're trying
but
to
it's
do
like,
too much sometimes. Like,
Look at this
play with
where
your
he got
team.
hurt
Yeah,
last
trust your
offseason. He
team.
threw the ball off the backboard and dunked and hurt his back.
right, that's what I'm saying. You gotta trust your teammates.
text me during
playoff
that.
game.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
You gotta trust your teammates. That's what they out there for. You gotta trust your teammates.
Absolutely.
That's the only way they're gonna start trusting you.
I know you worked out for the Sixers. Did you ever have a chance during your career to play for them?
No.
Would you have wanted to?
It'd have been cool. But me personally, I always wanted to get away. Even when I went to school, I wanted to get away because I knew if I'd have stayed close to home, I wouldn't be focused. I'd have still been doing the same shit.
See,
I'd have
that's the
still
thought
been
that
out
I
on
always
the block.
have
I'd have still
about
been out there in the block because it's
certain
right there
players.
for you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I always wanted to get away.
Mark said some of the same. Oh, was it Mark? One of them. They said I don't want. One of them ended up playing, but back in the day, they said I ain't want to play for Philly. It's gonna be too much. You know?
Yeah,
So
you gotta think. Even when I was coming home to play, it was a lot just to get tickets for people and stuff like that. Was a lot. So I can imagine what it would have been if I was here. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
then in college, y'all played Lincoln, right?
we didn't play Lincoln in college. We played the closest we played here was Bowie in Maryland. We played Bowie State, but we didn't play no Philadelphia team. But when I left, that's when they started playing them.
I had a question earlier when we was talking about your vets in Milwaukee that I didn't get back to, but I felt like when Embiid got here, he didn't really have a whole lot of vets that could be like in his ear because he was one of the best players on the team, regardless of the fact that he was hurt or not. And through the course of his progression in his career, he's just never really had that vet. I mean, he had Jimmy Butler for like a half a season, but somebody that can get in his ear and be like, this is kind of how you should do things, this is how you should conduct yourself and stuff like that. Do you see any similarity in that?
Well, from the outside looking in, I always looked at Embiid being immature since he first came into the league, even when he was playing. He always been immature. He's like with a big kid. You know what I'm saying? So
Do you think it would have made a difference if he
it
had?
definitely would have made a difference if he had a certain vet that be there. You know? I mean, have him approach the game a different way. You know what I'm saying?
That's something I've thought about from the beginning, and now he's still the best player.
Yeah, but you got to understand, he was young. So, I mean, he's going to be there. He was young. He's the franchise player, young player. He don't know how to understand and take all that in at the time. So now he's starting to grow into it. Now he has to start understanding now. All right, everything's through me now. I'm the number one option. I need to start playing like the number one option. I need to start carrying my team and leading my team in a winning direction. Well, now you're going to start getting knocked for not being a winner.
Good point, good point. Just getting on to another big. Anthony Davis is a stretch big, and you played with arguably one of the best stretch bigs we were saying earlier with Rasheed Wallace. If Anthony Davis were to maybe work out with Sheed, how do you think that might benefit his game?
She can give him some point. Anthony Davis is he's a skilled player too. He just been through a lot of injuries. That's been his downfall, just him being through a lot of injuries. But like New Orleans, Anthony Davis, he was giving you a showcase of everything: stretch, post work, elbow work. I mean, pick and roll, whatever you needed. You know what I'm saying? Jab work, whatever he was looking for, he was able to give it to you. So he always been a top scorer for sure in the league. But him probably working out with Sheed would probably give him some extra pointers and stuff like that. How to get some little easy chip buckets and stuff like that. I mean, it can't hurt. It's coming from a veteran, so
Championship veteran too.
at that.
So one of the stories of this past offseason was Klay Thompson choosing to take his talents down to Texas and play with the Mavs. That came up with they came up a little short in the finals this past year. Where he's at in his career, rings aside, could be seen as a parallel to one of your former teammates. Do you think his role in Dallas could more mirror Ray Allen in Boston or Ray Allen in Miami, if at all?
Probably Ray Allen in Boston. Ray Allen, Miami he had too many superstars on the team at the time. He had D Wade but they got two superstars too with Kyrie and Luka. But it's not like an impact like Brian and D Wade had on the game. Brian and D Wade is more physical, get to the rack. Luka and Kyrie is more showtime and jump shot work, stuff like that. So it was different. It was a different scenario for me. But, I mean, he could come in there and be that stretch guard. They could open the floor for him so people can't help. And they stretching the floor out. Everybody can shoot on the perimeter. Yeah. It's going to get them a lot of one-on-one opportunities now for Kyrie and Luka, who like to go one-on-one. So, by them being able to space the floor with him, Michelle help him. And he's pretty solid on defense as well, too. He played defense. Yeah. He's two-way.
I don't think he's as good as he was, but that's, mostly due
but
to the injuries.
He definitely put the effort forward for sure. He's two-way for sure.
So another one of the big stories of this past offseason was Bronny being drafted by the Lakers. You coached him in pre-draft combine. What are your thoughts on his game?
He's going to be good. He's going to be good. A lot of people is underestimating him, and a lot of people is downfalling just for the fact that he's LeBron James' son. But as I tell people all the time, he really doesn't have that much basketball underneath him. He didn't play that much at USC. He played, 2 years at Siena when he was there. So he hasn't even learned the game yet, but he's a talent. And he's been around the game since he was a little kid. So he knows the game, so it's going to be easy for him to adjust because he's been around the game for so long. So once he starts playing the speed of the game and start playing with those type players and understanding the game as he go along and playing, he's going to adjust very, very fast because he's been around the game for so long.
I got you. So you feel like he's going to adjust
immediately? He's going to adjust. He's going to adjust immediately. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have his little problems, his little nicks and necks, and turnovers and stuff like that. That comes with the territory. He's young. His first year playing, but as he's playing along, he's playing with his father. His father is definitely going to show him in and outs of the game, watching film and all that. He's been doing that forever now, so he knows the game. Well, he's just got to get adjusted to it. Once he learns the speed of the game and start playing, he's going to be good.
He was at Cleveland. Do you remember him when he was? Were you around?
He was a young boy. He was
a little guy.
Two. He was a young boy then. He was a young boy. He was super young. He was small.
And then you see him now, and like that, you just make yourself feel old. Like when I see kids that I watch grow up, I'm like, man, you make me feel old, man. You're taller than me now. So you looking at him like, I remember when this boy, when he's a little guy. It's crazy.
Do you think mentally he'll be able to handle that LA scrutiny? Because like you were saying, playing with LeBron, almost all your games are going to be televised, and LA's a big city. They have the second most championships in NBA history.
He's been living in LA, for the last 5 years? He's been getting scrutiny since he's been out there. Camera, paparazzi, and all that stuff. They're accustomed to him now, so he's definitely going to know how to handle that situation. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
They said they're going to bring him on slowly and with the G League and stuff like that. Like, I think he got like a regular contract, but I think they're going to bring him along slowly. And
he definitely got a regular contract.
Yeah,
so
he's going to be on the team, but
they might take him through the G League, let him get busy in the G League. I don't see why that'd be a problem, but they might.
You had mentioned earlier, which I had forgotten, but you played in the Big Three, right?
No, I never played in the Big Three. No.
Did you ever consider playing in the Big Three?
No, because at the time I was off probably my 4th year coming out of from overseas, from playing overseas. So I really didn't want to play in that. I actually was trying to get business with them because at the time we had a energy drink that we was promoting, a Stark energy drink.
Okay.
And we was trying to get it into the Big Three as one of the sponsored drinks as for the Big Three, but things didn't go right with that. So I never thought about playing in it though. For sure, I never wanted to play in it.
I got you. I saw where you said you were in a NBA coaching program like earlier this year. Are you still looking to make that your next move?
Well, the coaching program was over in August and ended in August. So it was from December to August.
Gotcha.
All right, so now once the program is over now, I'll start getting interviews for upcoming jobs. People will send me job openings and I go apply for them as well. But now that was something, the coaching program was something that I could add on to my resume as I start going for coaching jobs now.
Okay.
So I start going for interviews. So
dope.
That's big for me to have that under my resume now because I completed the program. So hopefully we'll see what happens from there.
You think these younger players, you think they would listen or take to you nowadays? Because, you see them out here, they be, more or less.
It's about the approach with these young boys now. It's about how you approach them now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you approach them too aggressively, they're going to feel that they ain't trying to hear none of that shit you talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's on the approach of them, how you approach them about it, and, how you carry it from there, and that's gonna determine the feedback that they give you.
Yeah, 'cause it's a little different right now because they've been told that they've
Right.
been great since they were you
Right.
or Rasheed and all y'all had to like get. Now these guys they
Right.
can be on YouTube, whatever it is, for like since they was 10, 12, 13 years old. Now they get to lead, they 19, 20. It's kind of like, well, what can you tell me? So you're right about the approach of coming to them.
Social media made a big difference.
Yeah, and it's been around for the last 10,
Social media
10
got
plus
a
years.
lot of people acting way different now. So a lot of emotions now. So it's different.
I got you.
Would you consider jumping into a head coaching role if it was offered, or would you want to go to like assistant to working up the head coaching route?
I would love to be a head coach. That's where the most money at. Head coach. That's where the most money at. But I just want to get back around the game. That's all I really want to do. Just get back around the game.
I
You just gotta take the JJ Redick route.
Right,
When they debate shows, they just throw you in.
No, might be a shortcut to promotion.
He took the shortcut.
I'll be dead. He got it done. He in there.
He in there, right? You're right about he in there. Whether he could do the job or not. Shoot.
I get the feeling you wouldn't be too picky and would be appreciative of whatever opportunity got presented to you. But I try to be an advocate for intentionality. So if there was a chance you could choose where you coach, what teams might potentially be on your list? Like where's somewhere where you're like, I like that setup. I feel like I can step in there and really help them out.
I don't know. I like the young boys, Houston guy. I like Houston Rockets young boy. I like the young boy.
Yeah, Jalen Green.
Yeah, I like the young guys they got over there, man. They got Smith,
Jabari
Jabari Smith, Jalen Green.
What's the kid name from
Super athletic? I forget his name.
The kid name from Villanova. I like him. Whitmore.
Whitmore. Yeah, they got a nice squad.
He got a big body for like a 19, 20-year-old kid. So if he can just, I think you're right. They got a nice, and they made a little push toward the end last year's playoffs. So yeah, hopefully, what's my man that Udoka and get everything right down there.
Yeah.
And what's the tall boy's name? Is it Sagona, the tall center.
Well,
He's super nice.
Right.
Yeah, he can play. Yeah.
Anybody else, or that's it?
No, I like them. I mean, I like a lot of people, but I think just for me, just because the type of players they got, especially on the perimeter, I like them type of players for the perimeter. They like to get up and down and attack the room.
I got you.
I
That's
like
similar to the way you played.
Yeah, I like those type of players.
All right. Taylor, do you have anything else?
I just got two questions, so I'm gonna go into right now. You think I'm not a Chris Paul guy, but you think he'll help? What's his name? Victor Wembanyama. Think it's a good fit down there to help that young man. You know what I mean? Because Chris Paul, he didn't seen it all.
Veteran point guard.
Veteran point
Know how to
guard.
play the game. Teach Wembanyama how to play pick and roll, how to do the little stuff to get open. You know what I'm saying? Him setting the screen for sure is going to get him open every time. Once big, I understand that. But them setting the screen is going to get them open. And don't be lazy with the screen. Try to keep slipping the screen and all that. Once they learn that part, that the screen is really going to get you open, get you a better shot. It's not going to really get the ball handle a better shot. It's going to make the game way more easier for him. But him playing with Chris Paul playing with him, it's going to make the game more easier for him where he don't have to do much work now. He don't have to do a lot of work. Chris Paul can maneuver and make all the adjustments and get the easy buckets for him now because that's what he's been doing for years.
I got you.
I think he's going to be a good for him. I think Victor Wembanyama going to involve playing with Chris Paul.
I got you. I'm a Chris Paul hater, so
Chris Paul's solid. Chris Paul very solid.
I used to like him when he first came up, but I think he lost a series against San Antonio, and I probably had some money on it, and I think I've been riding him because he was up 3-2. You know what I mean? But I'm petty like this.
He good.
15 years later.
I think that they've been. I don't know. I ain't gonna speak on it. It's cool. They've been doing crazy stuff, Chris Paul. Even when they vetoed his trade, I saw what's name.
Yeah, they're doing to
Lakers. With Kobe. That's like I don't understand that, but it is what it is. It's the business.
You segue to my next question about playing against y'all. You and Kobe around the same age. Like, how was it playing against him when you got to the league and stuff like that? Like,
well, you got to think me and Kobe played together in the same area as far as high school.
Yeah,
he was class of '96. I was '97.
Yeah.
I've been seeing Kobe play. I know who he was, but then having a chance to play against him once he was already established in the league. By the time I got there, he was already established. He was been in the league. He won 2 chips, 3 chips and shit. By the time I got there, MCC, he was already, he was official tissue once I got there. So actually, when I played against him, even when they be showing a highlight when I had a little crossover when we played against Seattle, he ended up coming to me. He's like, man, he tried to hit me some Philly shit. I remember, you know what I'm saying? I remember him coming, he brought that Philly shit at me, you know what I'm saying? So I remember him saying that to me.
Yeah.
And he even made a comment to me one time about me trying to get me over to the Lakers with him before. So I always had a lot of respect for Kobe. He always like showed love when every time I talked to him and played against him. He always showed love.
That's what's
always.
I got you. And this is my last question. The way you dunked on, what's my man, what's it, AK-47, Karolinko, that seemed like it was personal, man. I watched it like last night, like 3 or 4 times. Why you do that to that white boy like that?
Karolinko?
Karolinko, yeah.
Oh, Curry Harry talking about.
No, Kurt Hyman, I remember,
Karolinko
I think because Karolinko about 6'8", 6'9". You yammed on him, man.
Karolinko was like, I was like on a break, him and what's the Korver? That was him and Kyle Korver. That was like on a break, so it was like just me catching and I got a quick dunking because he's 6'9". So if I don't try to cock this shit back, somebody's gonna block it. So I got a quick dunking, you know what I'm saying? So that was just something on a break, and I had to go. I can't lay it up because they're gonna block it, so I go do quick dunk real fast.
Did AK dirty, man? Did he dirty? Man? I was watching it last night. Like,
Cardi.
Yeah, that was it though, man. Yeah, just those couple of questions. Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there a lot of people from your, career playing days that you still keep in contact to this day?
Yes, I got a couple of guys that I'm real close with that I still keep in contact with, that I played with during my time. My man Mo Cleves, I always keep in contact with him. Martin Cleves, that's my guy. My man Mario West that I played with in Atlanta, I keep in contact with him. And I keep in contact with a couple of guys to the union that I'm in, with the retired player union. So still people I keep in contact with that I do have hands-on connections with. But
that's dope.
Other than that, when I see him at any NBA convention or anything like that, it's always love when I see him.
It's good to see that friendships, developed during that time were able to last this long.
Right.
That's dope. Well, typically during our episodes, we do a segment that's either called Mike's Minutes or T's Thoughts, depending on, what week it is, because we alternate. And this week would be Mike's Minutes, but instead of me giving y'all some type of message or encouragement, this is it, man. I just got to give a salute to our guest. You were absolutely great. We appreciate you coming through, like I said, and pulling up on us. You was, very forward with answers and stuff like that. So
appreciate y'all having me, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you, man.
Great
Appreciate
experience.
It, man.
Great
you.
experience.
Appreciate it.
So y'all can follow the show and subscribe and like at Sleep is For You. That's S.L.E.E.P. S, the number 4, Y-O-U, on YouTube, Twitter, and IG. You can look out for us on any place that you listen to your podcast as far as audio. SleepisForYou.net is the hub for all things sleep related. That's the website. SleepisForYou.printify.me for sleep merch. And Taylor, anything else you want to say to the people?
Nothing, man. Summer's over, so people about to have these hoodies on. So watch your body, as we used to say back in the day. People's outside, but everybody outside, be safe, man.
Yeah, I heard in the city the ski mask is outlawed in some places outside of the city. So, like Taylor said, watch your body.
Watch out, man.
Flip, anything else you want to say to our viewers, our watchers, listeners?
Y'all tune in. Check this episode out, man. I appreciate y'all for viewing and stopping in, checking it out. Appreciate you guys for having me, being able to give me a platform to share my story to everybody. And we'll see y'all in the near future.
You got to Twitter or Instagram? Man?
I have Instagram, Flip Murray 22.
Yeah.
It's my Instagram. My Twitter is The Real Flip Murray. At The Real Flip Murray on Twitter.
Anything else you got going on now? You want to plug or promote or anything like that?
Not doing too much, man. I'm actually trying to still, like I said, get into this coaching program, see if I can do with this coaching stuff. So until then, I'll be dealing with the kids right now in the near future. I'm actually hosting, got invited to a camp this weekend up in Harrisburg to go talk to some kids this weekend.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to doing that and speaking to the kids and seeing the top 100 middle school players in this area on Pennsylvania come out in one gym and play. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's dope.
That's fire. That's fire. Have you been getting into any coaching of local stuff or anything like that?
No, I tried it. I did the prep school. I coached a year in prep school in New Jersey.
Okay. How was that?
It was cool. I had a chance to coach the young boys. It was cool. We didn't have a full roster all year, so it was a little challenging because I had different lineups probably all the time and not consistent lineups through the whole game because it's a prep school, it's an independent prep school. So everything's gonna be guaranteed with the player. So, but other than that, just me being able to, just give my knowledge and give my sense of the game to the young fellas. It was cool.
Trying to teach them layups because I see a lot of the footage on TV. Little 10, 12-years like jacking up threes like Steph.
Steph changed the game.
Ronnie, Flip, I said, hey man, listen man, we had a layup back in the day.
He a trendsetter. So
just take the layup. Don't pass it out for three.
You can't knock it.
The three will come to you. Gee.
Man, you can't knock it. These guys grew up watching them play at the time when they peak of their game, when they was the stars and superstars of the game. So that's the way the game gonna go.
All right. Well, one more time, I'd like to give it up for our guest, Mr. Flip Murray.
Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you,
Check out our next episode. We'll be back with y'all in just a couple of weeks with something new. Water.
All right.
Excellence! We back.
The GP will see you now.
Look, free to return to that emo rap. Ain't no kilo stash. Augustine's son had to reload that. Daddy gone, but his legacy strong. How do you figure? I too thought I'd be dead, all things considered, but I'm living, thriving and growing, fighting opponents that I'm with it. Striving to know who died for the lowest, don't you get it? The industry hope is trying to control us, I ain't with it. I got me a goal that's highly explosive with my wife and my baby. What I'm writing is weighty. Call me S.O. or Bebenberg. They knighting me lately. Stand where the light is. Feeling lighted, delighted, and maybe I'm getting grown. Nothing wrong with Bible and Baileys. I open up the text. Got my mind closer off the edge. Goes the architect. I ain't gotta go to your connect. I gotta go direct. Him and I through the sun up.